Great and beautiful morning, afternoon, and evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this hour. This is the last trading day of the week. I say welcome to 116th edition of Investdata Trading Academy live with Ambrose. I will tell you that the market, as we speak, globally maintain what the positive trend we have seen so far in this market across the globe. And this is as a result of what market still reacting toward the positive economic data that emanated from US economy. Starting from the earlier positive job report that came, and also the latest one from inflation figure. Yes, as we speak now, stock market across the globe sustain a positive trend as major indices or indices were up, while some are down on the cautious trading and what and the interpretation of latest economic data from UK and also from US. As UK GDP contrasts for the second time again, on a slower what on a slower expected as lower than expected. I will tell you that the bonds investors in both markets in US and other I'll tell you are really cautious as we speak now because of the outlook of inflation and what and interest rates. This continue to kind of give investors in and out disposition in the market, and that's why we are seeing a cautious trading, and also volatility has also increased in this direction because of what the in and out of the investors, and at the same time all eyes on what on the data that are emanating and what is happening globally in terms of geopolitical tension here and there, the ongoing war in Ukraine. Despite we have seen that greens have started coming out from that war zone, but still, I will tell you that there still was some cautious, within the investors' outlook in all this. The continued positive corporate earnings that have not ceased, hitting the market. Also, this season has supported this, uptrend we have seen in some of the major market or indices, across the globe, which is also a good thing for the global economy or the global market as we speak. I will tell you that the U.S. market indices or indices as we speak are up as we speak, while Europe also sustain European stock also sustain their positive trend despite the news of UK or or call it UK GDP contraction as we speak now. The market there is still looking up, but you can also know that investors in that environment are still watching to see how the market also react to this figure that came out from this environment now. That is very, very important for them in that zone. But also, if you look at the market in Asia and Africa, this market remained mixed, and it has been all this for all this week that the market in Asia and in Africa has been going up and down, while UK and US has better in terms of sustaining their gains. But for Africa and Asia, we can see all this up and down. It's a result of also what is happening, in the oil sector and the oil sector, I mean oil sector, the oil price. But to speak now, we are seeing a rebound in oil price. At this moment, oil is trading around the 99.94 dollar per barrel. Tells you that even though oil have pulled back, in recent time, particularly in the last 2 months, touching the lowest by almost 30% down. But to speak now, market oil is trying also to cross the $100 dollar mark again. So Speeder said that these are the volatility we are seeing in the market after we have seen that the inflation figure has also triggered demand because of when you see a weaker dollar, we expect to see what a higher demand for goods, and that's also what we are seeing playing out in that region. But for me, it's a good one. Why look back here to our market, local market? I'll tell you, the market has pulled back seriously this morning. As we speak, market is already below what the 50,000 mark. And as I've said in one of the write-up this morning, that the seesaw movement we are seeing in our market is as a result of what of the mixed trend in what in sentiment and also momentum, and this is a result of what the position in high cap price stocks and also the sell off in this high cap price. These are the factors moving the market. Yes, we know that as we speak now, we have seen that the market has a low liquidity, but impressive also earnings that came to the market are also sustained this market not to go beyond this level, and which also is as a result of the stability in the price of this high cap stuff. Despite few of them are going up and down, but major of them, especially the Airtel and others, have remained a bit stable. You can see that when Dangote's cement pullback, we saw it impact on the market. Yesterday we saw MTN. This morning they are relatively stable, but as we speak now, because the price of Boa cement has also lost. That also put the market below the 50,000 mark. Would I believe that on the strength of the end of this high cap stock also, we see that market is also looking at them, taking advantage of the pullback to enter. That will take it up again. But definitely, I'll tell you why the market is waiting for a trigger is because as we speak now, liquidity in the market is low, and earnings are giving us that most of the stock conditions are closely undervalued, and these are the attraction in the market because when we are seeing a company post a stronger number, expected that at the end of the day that number will reflect in terms of either payout and also attraction for what for people to position that because of what the undervalued state of the company or the stock we are looking at. Or I believe that once we start seeing liquidity coming back to this market, that also support what our market to maintain a consistent uptrend. But as we speak now, this oscillation we are seeing should not just panic any design investor or trader, but rather you see that as opportunity for you to also position in those stocks that has all it takes to sustain their price and also take advantage of the pullback to also position in them because that is what you need to stay ahead of the market. Because I believe that technically we are still seeing that the market is still having strength and also market telling you that it's at either overbought oversold region in terms of technical analysis and you are seeing the positive earnings when the market is at oversold the region tell you what is at overbought region, that's what's likely to happen. But as we speak now, I will tell you that the market is still at a good region that will sustain the price. We are seeing that when liquidity comes, that will change the face of the market. That means today being the last trading day, I expect that this oscillating will sustain till the end of the day, depending on what happens. But this morning, as we are seeing the life of vast men pulling back down the market, that is what is likely also to hold the market until another big high cap stock also might come this morning and change the face of that. That is where you can see exactly a new trend in the market. But we believe that as market also are pulled back this below 50,000 mark, we expect that there's a strong already a strong support level at 49,365. If we go that once market cannot get there, we must also find another stability and go back again. But you can see that if you look at this chart here, you can see that market is making what we call lower lows. You can see it here, 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 here. But the major thing we're looking at, once market cross this 49 to enter 48 now, that is where it becomes a major problem. But I believe that for one we are seeing on the strength of the market, I still see a lot of opportunity in our market, depending on what you are seeing and where you are positioning. But I believe that there are some sectors that are still rallying, because of what they expected growth in their earnings. Why some are supposed to support the market as we speak are not doing that. If you look at the changing policy in the economy, we are thinking that by now the banking sector should also be heading kind of leading the rally. You can see that banking sector has remained lukewarm or dragging feet all this while. This as a result of what investors' perception about the banking activities or banking result or banking earnings has changed because we are seeing that there are some sectors that are recovering from post COVID-19 lockdown and all those powerful numbers and also demand changing because of rising inflation and also cost. You are seeing some sectors that are outperforming this banking sector. And don't forget that before now in Nigeria, banking sector is the toast of investors. But we are seeing that new sectors on the exchange or new activities or what is changing the global consumption and demand pattern also affecting the banking sector. But I still believe that there's also potential in that banking sector that anybody should not panic as to speak. But what is happening in the agricultural sector, what is happening in the telecom, and also what is happening in industrial and few consumer goods has changed the banking sector. But I believe that banking sector, especially the first tier banks in that industry, has kept a duty that can guide any investor, both foreign and local, that these are the sectors that are most consistent in terms of dividend flow at the banking sector, and it comes with more of a dividend. That's why I believe that for those that are income investors, yes, for those that are trader and those that need higher return, they might not be looking at the bank, but I believe that factors that want to support the bank earnings are still there, and also because of their consistent dividend payment, that means that dividend you're expecting will still come because when a company is doing well, especially in a financial sector, that dividend is part of what we use to assess whether this company is also doing well or not, the bank doing well or not. I think that's another sector that you can look at. But for insurance sector, we have to also be very cautious because there are some leaders there that has potential, but there are some also like for me I call them a death trap because most of what is happening in that sector, I'll tell you, most of the companies in that industry will soon also go the same way we saw the life of Niger Insurance and others if care is not taken, because the regulators are not sleeping. You need to also hammer those that are not living up to expectation. That's why even when we are seeing the low price in insurance sector, you have to be very, very careful so that you won't be trapped in this insurance stock. All you need to do, open your eyes and be in those companies that has all it takes to support their price, and that is why the anything that we have seen so far, you also open your eyes. And also, well, in invest data, and even our class that is coming up tomorrow again, we'll be reviewing all these what we call comparative analysis in different sectors, so that you know the company that you should be in that sector, who are the leaders. As a result of market situation, they pull back, earnings are very strong. That pullback we are seeing, a leader is opportunity for you to buy. That's why I will encourage you, always subscribe to our YouTube regularly, so that you get updates whenever it is posted. Because today, by God's grace, we have an analyst hangout. That will be on YouTube by before latest by end of tomorrow. Also we're having a question and answer tomorrow. You get updated so that you will know where you are. You should not be panicking. If you have information that is guiding you and you are seeing it in the market yourself, that will make you to accept it down, selling off again and coming back. There's some stock that when they pull back, people panic. I say if you are that kind of stock, that pullback is an opportunity for you to work to increase your stake and also average down, because this company have posted a positive number. They're having some positive fundamental news for the sector, and you are seeing it. And when they pull back, you don't need to panic, but rather you take advantage of that or to position in them and also stay with that kind of stock. But now, as we speak, we are seeing that fundamentals has come to the market. These fundamentals are positive. Only few the medium and low cap stock have posted the disappointing number. And why those companies, especially I've said it before, in that NSA 30, most of the company their numbers, I'll tell you, they beat expectation despite the high cost regime we're seeing, the high interest rate we're seeing, everything. But this company, they also posted it despite all this. There's potential for those companies also to sustain their payout. And who will say that yes, the trend we just saw in the US, if it is sustained, and we're also waiting to see the September outcome of the Fed decision, whether they're going to also hike rate by that same 75 initially, or they reduce to 25 or 50 as I said yesterday. These are going to guide you, because in the first half of the year, we saw the missed trend in the foreign market. What our market was up the first half of the year. But to speak now, the market in this second half have started on a rough note, but we need to also to see how far it's going to go. But I think the number we have seen for half year give an insight what to expect. And if most of the companies that sustain their earnings, in Q1, Q2, maintain it in Q3, this also give you a proper view of what will happen at the end of the year. Being election year, this year might be a little kind of uncertainties, and that is why we are seeing also this trend that is happening, oscillation trend here and there. But this seesaw movement for me should not scare you out. Being installed that even when you are not making high or much capital appreciation, but dividend will support your investment. That means after the election, and any of them that come as president in this nation, all the major parties, they will know that they have what it takes also to support the economy. Yes, we know that things on ground might not be looking too good. As they are coming, they are also preparing to meet it and take it to the next level in terms of turning things around. If that happens, if you're able to stay this period, the next end of the year for dividend income, and at the same time little pocket application, good. But don't panic out of your position if you don't need such money. Unless there's a general change in trend, or what affected in that company has overnight started disintegrating, you can run fine. But if not, I'll tell you, don't judge up out of position because of fear or panic. We are seeing that the oscillating trend has continued. There is a out of volatility. That's why I said take advantage of any pullback in those leaders, in those sectors or indices that are very strong. That is how to invest at this hour. For me, there's no cause for alarm in this market, but rather invest wisely. And that's why you need to combine your technical and your fundamental in any market situation. Like I said, that those that want to understand, the better how to use the indicators. We have what we call Investdata, technical tools that have all these indicators. Explain in details how to use it with charts and everything. Get those indicators, those videos at a low price, and also study it. That's going to help you also when we are taking decision. You take it with confidence that at the end of the day, your position also will be in green, and that is the essence of all this. So that at the end of the day, your bottom line will be stable, and also you'll be smiling to the bank. Even when you're not smiling, you're protecting your phone. Your phone is intact. You know when to hook at. That's why your stop loss and your resistance and the support level is very, very key to know exactly when there's a fake breakout. When to know this breakout, also when not to be in a situation you don't know exactly what to do. If you understand how to read your price action with multiple time frame, I'll tell you, you will be on top of this market at any given time. with the knowledge in pattern, chart pattern, with the knowledge in volume. All this, when you know how to do it, you know the right time to be in a stock and also the time to stay away from those positions. Yes, as we speak now, want to look at the technicals in the market. But before that technicals in the market, I want to call you, let's look at the number that came yesterday. Yes, this is a low cap company that released the fundamental or half year result. This is a multiverse mining and exploration PSC. This company, I'll tell you the numbers are looking good, but I will tell you because their price are also very low and the numbers we are seeing also very low. I want you to also have to be very careful when you invest in such a company. But for looking at the data release or the earnings report or scorecard, this is encouraging, good one, but you also have to be very careful because you need to see what is the sentiment of the investor toward this company, because that is another way to know how to stay ahead of the stock or ahead of the market. You need to know what is the sentiment, what is the psychology behind this stock. As we speak now, the top line of this company moved from 73.88 million to 251.59 million, representing about 241% up. This is huge good. Also, if you look at the PAT turned positive from a negative 28.6 million to 60.66 million, representing about 311% up. Moving from a negative position of about 28.6 million to 60.66 million, that is huge. It's a good sign, but I'll tell you that these figures are still very small, and also the price, as we speak, this lead to an earning per share of just 1 kobo, from a negative 1 kobo in 2021 Q2 to a positive 1 kobo in 2022. No figure time for me, it's also okay. Also, if you look at the profit margin for this company, moved from a negative 38.77 because as at the last year 2021 posted a negative 28.64 million. That also presented a negative award profit margin of 38.4. As we speak now, the company profit margin is still very attractive for me, 24.117, and that tells you that this company also struggling with cost, but what is also here is a good one. But as other we have seen a cost, financial cost kind of irritating on most of the company's bottom line. Also, this company is not spared from that. We saw that the company cost of cost of finance moved from almost from a 30 million to almost 60 million in that same period of all this. It's also a good one. But the good thing, I always tell you that sustainability is very, very important in any analysis you are doing. Look, after we have seen a company number, either for a full year or for a quarter, look at the sustainability state of that company by looking at the cash flow of the company to know exactly if that earnings will be sustained. But looking at the company cash flow for this half year, for me, from 18.7 million to about 75 million for this period, it tells you that yes, there's a kind of progress as the earnings are moving up. We're seeing that cash flow is also cash flow is also moving up in that direction. That for me is a good one. But I'll tell you, because the price is low, and also volume also you want to look at, so that at the end of the day, when you drop into this kind of stock, we trap there. That's why when I say movement in Japan, I'm not attracted to that number because of Japan have kept a lot of people waiting in the stock. For those that are waiting, even the price they have entered is still higher than what is selling. But if you see it all fine, but buying into it and if you are trapped, it's another way of wasting your time. I will encourage that don't buy into this local stock until you have a clear direction where it's going, and also you enter. But don't forget that the big money or the hot money, or call them smart money, won't buy into such companies. One, because of what the share capital is small, or the share initial is small, and also the price, and because they are the one to enter and they are the one to move it up. For that, they be very careful to jump into this kind of stock. That's why you also have to be very, very careful. As I said, let's go to the technicals as we speak now. It's very, very important. Like I always say, explain in this class, our T line is very, very important. Very, very important for you to know. And I want to call it up now. But before I call that T line, let's quickly look at the state of the market in terms of technical. Now, as we speak now, the market is below 50 mark. I've said it earlier. It's been around 49,650.77 basic point. Down by 363.88 points. That's about 0.74% down as we speak now. This is not too good, but I believe that the market is still in this direction for all this while. But if you look at the market breadth is still positive. We're having 11 gainers, against 9 losers, and among these 11 gainers, you can see that most of them are low cap stocks. While for the losers, we are seeing what no high cap price stocks. Also, that's why we are seeing this pullback this morning. But I believe this afternoon, let's see what happened before the end of the trading by 2:30 today. But to speak now, the top stocks for the data the gainer start are Covey. Covey is there, is number one there, followed by KJ Hotel. You see that his bank there. Also can see NEM Insurance and ABC Transport. These are the top five. Others are there to make it 11. Then if you go to the loser start, we have a Boa leading, followed by NACO. This NACO that came yesterday, you can see the oscillation was seen. Then this champs, followed by Adova and Owando. Was seen two big oil company on the loser start this morning. Owando and Adova are the ones at that chart. And look at the top trading volume. You can see that Honeywell is leading in volume this hour, followed by UBA. Then you can see FBN there, Transcorp and GT Code. These are the ones that are leading what in terms of volume. But we want to quickly look at what is happening. Yes, yesterday we check Honeywell, saw it there, but today we look at the UBA. We also look at what is happening in NEM. NEM has been oscillating up and down. Look at what is happening in NEM. Then Jahiz Band. Then we look at also how far this NACO is going up and down, and what is happening in what in GTCO, because I mentioned about the banking sector. Let's look at this, what is happening, this key, this one numbers of stock we have mentioned before our time, we'll hide this, runs out for today. But before then, let's look at the chart to see what the market is doing. Then we'll call up some of the indicators we're going to use here this hour. Let's call our, let's call ADS this hour. Let's look at ADS. It's very, very important. Strength indicators to tell you what the strength of the market. We are seeing pullback already. Let's go ADS to see what is happening in this at this hour. Then look at our money flow and the core money flow and our ADS. Sorry, our C line. Sorry, that C line. Got our C line up now. C line very, very important. You can see that all this while, if you can check from here, our T line have been below our index action have been below the T line. Once until break out, we now say fine, another new strength after that. You don't always I don't discuss without letting you know it's still below the T line. Yes, but expect that market should maintain this trend and break out. But as far market has another opportunity to touch here before we can say yes. But this pullback for me this morning, there's a lot of the loss kind of a decline in price of investment. You know that the market moving all this trend we're seeing, there's a lot of what decline in this high cap stock, and that has also affected the index. That's why I said you always look at what the sectoral index, or at the same time look at the leaders that are that are supporting this index to see what they are doing there. That will also tell you exactly what is happening in the market. But for me, despite the pullback was saw here, if you look at market close yesterday as we speak, there's a sign that fund is entering the market. We can't say it's a hot fund now, but market in the money flow index crossing 50. No, it touched 50 yesterday. Today has crossed 50. For the entering market, the stock that is entering, that is why you should know there are some all these blue chip stocks that are sustained their price. They are not gaining 10%, 55%, but gradually because people are accumulating, and when we are accumulating, we are not changing price. That has been evidenced in the price of what's it called, Stepler before now, that of Airtel, that of also other big blue chip stocks that they are not changing price, but you can see volume in them. People are taking position. Life of stock like Waco, you can see people are still buying them, but their prices are not changing much. These are the things how to invest. As you are seeing these prices at this level, most of them are dropping their value. People are taking advantage of them, and that's also present in their volume they are trading. Check individual volume, you can see what I'm saying, so to guide you also at the same time. But if you come down here and see here, you can see that looking at the ADS, I'll tell you the ADS for me is not looking bad, but see that around the 32 is okay, but we want this one to go up. When the blue green line is looking up, we're seeing the red one, fine. But as we speak now, there's this trend. The trend that this pullback is strong. You can see that. You can see until we see the green one on top. That you can see here when it crossover. You can see when it crossover. That is where. But the blue one is still far below here, and the ADS is telling you that yes, this blue pullback was it is very strong one because of ADS is leading around the 32, and you can see where it is now. But money flow maintain an uptrend as quick now, 51 to 52 points at this the point. For me, it's a good one for the market. But let's quickly look at our 1 hour chart. For I told you yesterday about monthly time frame, looking at a weekly time frame, a daily and hour or 15 minutes time frame. It depends on what because we are doing a day trade chart. That's why we're using this 1 hour and the day to always look at what is happening to guide us. Yes, on a day on a 1 hour chart, I can see that the market is still down below what the T line here. You can see it here, and they can see when the blue one wanted to cross or get to this level, it pull back again until cross. But as to speak, the on a 1 hour chart, ADS is still reading around the 30, 20, 25. Fine, but want to see also. But the good thing that money flow still remain up there around 58 on the on a on a 1 hour chart for the general market. That is good for me. But let's still keep our fingers crossed until next week. But I told you earlier that between this month and the early September, once we see numbers, no other numbers that we're expecting to hit the market, those ones will also add momentum to the market. Depending on the strength of those numbers, I will expect that also the smart money I will use this growth to I will use growth to take to analyze digest the earnings we have seen for half year. That also inform where fund will be entering. And don't forget that also by September we'll still start to see the campaign the manifest of this presidential candidate or parties, what they have for Nigeria, how they handling insecurity, they plan to about our dollar today, they plan about the economy. When these are coming, and also that also inform who has what it takes to take us away from here. That also inform how we should be investing as from September, and that is the time we say from slogan that says sell in May and come back in October. That October is where we are seeing the third quarter results already, giving insight to what going to likely happen at the end of the financial year. That is why anywhere in the world, third quarter result is also very, very important as what we saw in Q2. But third quarter is what will attract funds from wherever they are hiding to hit the market. That is why those are the position early that you have not make move in your position. Just relax and see how this event that's unfolding in terms of economic data we're seeing how it's going to also influence this company performance for what for Q3. Yes, let's quickly look at what is happening in UBA. As I said, let's look at what is happening in UBA. It's very, very important for us. Look at what is happening in UBA. UBA, United Bank of Africa. I'll tell you this bank. You can see on a 1 hour chart, you can see that the stock has pulled back from almost touching aside today. As I can see that it's coming back also to around the 7 naira, from touching aside almost 740. You can see 1 hour chart where you can see what is happening in this period. The market open. Say, okay, let's see. And if you look at the the ADS in this at this point, I tell you is low. That this trend is weak around the 12 below 20. But let's quickly go to 1 hour a day chart to look at what is happening in UBA. UBA has to speak now trade below the T line, but there's always a move that UBA might see a reversal in plan in trend, or seeing what is trying to happen in looking at this momentum indicator, the ADS. Can see what is happening between the blue and the red and what is saying at this point. ADS is around the to 18, 18, anything that is above 20 is strong. We can see that around the 18, 17. And money flow is still looking up. For me, it's a good one for UBA. That's why if you are UBA, don't need to panic. Just hold your position and watch the trend. This pattern we're seeing in terms of momentum, if it is sustained next week, you might see UBA crossing over that 7 and above to see. All depend on information and how people are analyzing what is happening in the economy as we speak. Another one we want to look at quickly is want to look at GDP. Look at GDP have remained low all this while. Is there any potential thing that it will rally? You need to look at what is the pattern sentiment. You know that yes, if you look at the 1 hour a day chart, I'll tell you it's still flat on it, and also we're seeing almost the same pattern I saw in terms of your ADS, which is good. This is a good trend. If you can cross over here, it's a sign that for me it's not a bad one, and the ADS is sitting around 33, good one. And money flow is still looking up above 50 for a day chart for the stock. For me, let's see what happened in the stock. I'm going to 1 hour stock, 1 hour chart now. On the 1 hour chart, you can see that it's flat on the T line. You can see how long it has not broken on 1 hour. And the stock has made any kind of side trending, trading all this while, but yet to break out a good position of 21 and above. It touched around 2180 come down, 2170 come down. But the breakout, that is where we say another rally has come in the stock for the stock. Quick one, look at what is happening in NEM Insurance. NEM Insurance and the NEM Insurance. So look at what's happening in NEM Insurance. Because of time, we can have time to do more of this on on Saturday, hopefully by God's grace, what's happening in Nine Insurance. You can see Nine Insurance to speak now on 1 hour chart is trading below the T line. You can see the stock that opened this morning. You can see where it was done, but now you can see it below the T line. This is a 1 hour chart we're seeing, but fund is still strong. You can see also this pressure, sell pressure can also show that it's trying to come down, and the strength is behind the move. It's also a bit weak. You can see, let's see on a day chart. On a day chart, despite the pullback we have seen for 2 days now, you can see this one. You can see where we are cutting this morning, almost 4 naira again before coming back, almost 450 before coming down here. You can see it here, but still above the T line. The good thing is that the stock is still strong. You can see it here, it has crossed over and it's going up, and the strength behind this is still very weak. You can see that it's below 20 for me. The momentum as a strength indicator of almost the momentum behind it is still weak, but money flow is looking up for now on it. Just looking up or correcting this morning down. But let's keep our finger crossed to see how it's going to close the day. Yes, finally, before we call it a day, let's look at what is happening in NACO that has been oscillating this while. Let's see what is happening in NACO before we call it a day. What is happening in NACO is very, very important, and that will be the last chart we look at. We know that the pullback in Bow movement one that put the market in this stage. But let's look at what is happening here now to speak. This stock also trying to resist decline after it had touched here, it went up again. It has gone almost as low as almost no almost as almost 530, 530 before coming up again to this level. Let's see how it's going to close. But let's look at the 1 hour chart of NACO before we call it a day. To speak on 1 hour chart, NACO is trading below the T line, and consider that money flow is also below 50, looking down slightly to be around 28, 26, and the momentum, the strength behind the momentum is very still also low, around 12 points. Yes, on this note, we'll call it a day here. I'll say thank you for staying throughout this week. Look forward to see you by next week. But like I said earlier, if you have not yet to subscribe to our YouTube, go ahead. Then also to read about the market today, go to our website. What I've written this morning about this market is what is happening. I said it's because of this high cap stock oscillating. That is what is impacting the price of it, and also low liquidity in the system. That means you stop, you are stay there, and if the stock meets the criteria of the PFA that are likely